We are back. I definitely do apologize for the delay. I do try to get it out usually the night before, but I'm thinking of like a master plan that will be more efficient to get it out to you. But I feel like I may be getting a little bit more views, so it may be more helpful for you to get it the night before and to kind of look it over in the morning after all that. So I'm just kind of pondering and trying to figure out rather what the best is, trying to test and see which is going to be a better suit for my audience. So anyway, if you are new here, I am Ashley, and what I do is I try to give you a pretty accurate, close to accurate, or my analysis anyway, view on what I believe is going to happen in the market for at least the 4 pairs, sometimes 5, just depending upon what I'm doing. But I'm usually helpful to those that are swing traders and day traders, not so much on the end of a scalper. So if you are new here, welcome. I am happy to have you. And if you are an OG and you've been with me for a minute and been rocking with me, I appreciate you coming back. So I'm just going to get started because today is Sunday. Market is getting ready to open in about 30 minutes. So hopefully you get a chance to peek at this and kind of put your own bias on what you believe the market is going to be doing this week. So just to jump in, keep the video short is always the goal. The weekly, because this is a new week. A little bit of indecision the week prior, some doji action. So I'm hoping we can actually see price get at least to about here. This will be some decent pips we'll be able to collect, because I do feel like price has been kind of bouncing in between here for a little bit of time. Now, granted, I haven't checked for the news, so I'm not sure exactly what's coming out this week, but we are nearing close to the end of the month. So usually at the beginning and the end of the month are usually the most busiest time for the most high impact news. So I am expecting to see some pretty high impact news, which could send us either way at this point because we are in a space of indecision. I would love to take a position and see price kind of breaking through. That just kind of all depends on the news and what that says. I'm not much of a fundamental or I will wait a couple hours after the news until like the chatter, the noise kind of clears. Okay, so let's see. My hope, I kind of have it set up how I am wanting to see this happen. Granted, because we've been seeing so much back and forth here, I would probably wait for a close. Come on. I guess my computer's moving too slow. What I'm looking for before I guess it even does what I'm looking for it to do is I'm going to be looking, there it is, be looking for a close below here. So once I get this close below, let me give you a box so you know exactly what I'm talking about and the direction that I'm going. Once I get a close below here, then I'll feel more comfortable putting on a position because I actually ended up getting into this trade and I went in a little too soon. And it stopped me. Well, I don't think I went in too soon. I think what ended up happening was I was trying to sniper it and I got a little too close of a resistance or a stop loss, and it stopped me out before we could get any further. So I would be waiting for a close below here in order to get into a position headed in the bearish direction. And then for that particular thing, I would probably only hold until about right here previously was, or where we've got a previous low at. So that's what I'm thinking, but because price has been kind of going back and forth, we could easily see it keep rejecting this area and head back up. So keep that in mind. It's still very much indecision, and it's a strong chance that we could really just see more indecision in the next coming week. Let's shoot over to, I just want to jump on the 1 hour real quick. Yeah, the rejection's been kind of big there, so we'll just be keeping an eye. I think it could be more consolidation until we actually see a break and a retest. So let's jump over to EU and get on to the weekly because we are starting a new week. Once I have the option, there we go. All right. Okay, so I did leave some of the stuff on here from last week. These blue are just kind of marking or signifying where I would take profit at. If price is able to give me, it was kind of oh my gosh, a star up here. So I'm trying to figure out now, are we going to get like, I need a clear, even though price kind of ended, it ended pretty good, but because there was a rejection the week prior, I still need to see a close, like a clear close above before I go ahead and get into a position on the bullish side for EU. I would love to see that happen, but then we would have to be waiting to see what's going to happen in between this area and if we're going to get some consolidation. Once we get through this space, I would be excited to see profit. This is my take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, and then this would be my take profit 4, my last take profit. But I would be loving to see if we are able to actually get through and hold above this 09820 area here. So this is on the weekly, and everything looks a little easier on the weekly, but everything is easier to tell what is going to happen if the higher you go up on the chart. So let's see from a daily standpoint and see what that looks like. So even with a close above, we still managed to get back down. I wonder if that was news related. I would have to go back and see. But again, I would need, that's why they say that it's important to have a break of structure, a retest, right? And then watch as price kind of takes off. I'm kind of curious to see exactly what this is when we get down to a smaller time frame. So I'm going to put a little bit of a, whatchamacallit, an eclipse over that. And then let's see on the 4 hour what that actually looks like. So this is what we just had right here, this space right here. I'm going to actually bring this in a little bit. So we went up for a little bit, it looks like. We had the break. It looks like it came down for like a small little retest, and then we kind of took off. But then price started kind of getting indecisive. The candle started to get kind of smaller, and then that's when we seen some indecision. So and a reversal. So I'm wondering again if that was news related. Let me jump down to the one hour and see what this is looking like. So all of this is what is actually showing up in that one space. And it was weird, right? Because like we came down, it was like it rejected, and then it kind of started to go back down after that. So we are just going to have to keep an eye. It's going to be kind of the same scenario. Let me jump back one more time to the 4 hour, and then we'll move on. It's just, the candles are so tiny. The candles are so tiny right here. So, and very super wicky. There's like a whole bunch of wicks happening on both sides. This looks good, like a shooting star, kind of like on the previous chart, which was AU. It looks good because of the shooting star action that we have going on right here. But because price has only been able to get to right here, I probably wouldn't trade it any further than that. If I was going to do a bullish direction or a bullish trade, I would go ahead and take it, but I would have my stop loss or my take profit be sitting somewhere probably around here, just so that, because you don't know where price is going to go, and it hasn't really gotten much further than that on the 4 hour chart. So we're looking at a little bit of indecision. We'll just have to wait for the news to see exactly what to be expected this week. Let's jump over to GU. So on GU, let's jump into our weekly chart real quick. GU actually looks really good on the weekly anyway. So what we'll do, I actually really like the fact that we can probably put this guy like right here. Be waiting to see if price is able to hold above this resistance, which is actually a bank level. It looks like it's hard to see, but it's at like 25,000. Looks like, yeah, 25,000 is a bank level, and that's kind of where price is at right now. So what we'll be waiting to see, especially at a bank levels are super like impactful. So if you're able to get like a hold or a retest at that level, bank levels are levels that you actually want to keep an eye out for or look for. So we'll just have to wait to see if it's able to get past here, or if we continue to get a rejection here. And then that will determine, especially being at a bank level, that's like a level of, or I should say like a confirmation or confluence. You can actually use this as confirmation or confluence with it being at the bank level. We'll be waiting to see if it's able to hold. If it's able to hold and we're able to get a close above here, then I will be riding the market for a while. Granted, this is weeks, right? So let's scroll down to the 1 day and get a smaller view on what's going on. So granted, this will be like my take profit one. And when I say this will be, I'm looking over here just at where price was previously at in comparison to where it is right now, or where it's going to possibly head to. So this will be like my take profit one here. This would be my take profit two, where I'm kind of seeing price kind of holding at in the previous scenario. This, wait, what did you say? Two, 3, and then like 4, so on and so forth. We just kind of wait to see exactly what price, or kind of how price moves. And if we see it going in the other direction, of course, you want to take at least partial profit and get out. So let's see real quick where we are on the 4-hour. 4 hours giving me a lot of wick action, kind of like EU was. It looks funky, but let's try and get out on the weekly real quick. And it's funny, like I have to go back and forth in order to kind of get an idea of what's going on. I'm just waiting on a break and a retest. And this looks really wild on this time frame. So it looks like we've seen a little bit of a rally upward, but price seems to be holding here pretty heavily on the 1 hour. So we'll have to see if price is able to get through. It's kind of almost matching up with this guy. So we'll just have to wait to see what price is going to do once it gets to this space again, if it's able to get back up there again, and then kind of move from there. I'm not biased on any pair this week, and for sure on any pair this week. I'm just kind of rolling with the flow. I would say if I was going to make a move on anything, it would probably be AU. So let's shoot over to UJ just to cap off the week real quick, starting from a weekly time frame. Okay, so we'll just have to see. Maybe this channel will hold and we'll be able to get here, and then we'll be probably seeing a little bit of back and forth and bouncing around a consolidation. More than likely, I won't believe that we're in another, or moving in another direction and starting to change direction unless I get a break here, retest, and then we'd be rallying up. Honestly, it's looking like a lot of consolidation could happen between here, but again, news is super impactful, especially on a week that's either beginning or the end of the month, and this is the end of the month, so we could see a dramatic change, which will essentially help us get the trajectory of next month and what is to come. So that is kind of it for the most part. Let me jump down to the 1 hour. Yeah, I mean, it's given us some a little bit of rally up. So I'm wondering if we're gonna get at least back into this zone, and then see it decline again. That's what I'm kind of banking on until the news decides it wants to crash the whole shit down, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. Let's scoot over to the 1 hour real quick and see what this channel kind of looks like. It looks kind of funky on a one hour time frame. But again, I'm still pretty sold that we will probably continue in the channel. And when I mean channel, I'm talking about these blue lines in the channel until it at least gets up there. Of course, it's going to be a little while before we can see price get to this zone again. And it's probably just going to slowly take its time. But if you can see this, let me try to, where are we at? Yeah. So these are kind of matching just a little bit. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. But it's easy to tell, because this one here is not lower than this one, and then this one here is not lower than this one, and so on and so forth. You can tell that the pattern is definitely headed up, especially on a 4 hour. So I'll just be kind of waiting to see price do, something similar to this. And then we'll be, I'll be waiting to see what the drop is like. unless again the news is impacted in there. But this is kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen for the week. I hope that this was helpful. I tried to make it as quick as possible, try to keep it under 17 minutes at least. I hope that this is helpful. If there are comments, if there are things you want me to go over with you, if you feel like videos are better to get them the night before versus the same day, please do not hesitate to put that in the comment box. Like, share, and subscribe if it was helpful for you. Have a great trading week. Get after it.